Hey everyone, how is everyone doing, huh? Saturday night, Saturday, December the 7th, 12:07. 12:07, holy shit. I'm trying to remember what's happening on first weekend of December. Oh, what happens is the Art Basel in Miami happens. Art Basel in Miami happens, this this weekend. I mean the whole week, and then this weekend, that's the Art Basel. I've been there one time actually, or twice, I think, to Miami. Holy shit, Jesus Christ, my belly is getting bigger. Ooh, cool. So, yeah, so that's what happens down in Miami, Art Basel. And I used to make fun of like these artists, and their art. I think I went there in 2016, and at that time I was dating this lady. We went down there, and oh no, what the fuck happened was that we're supposed to go to San Francisco, and we missed the fucking flight at LaGuardia Airport. Can you believe that? Can you fucking believe that? So in any case, then I booked a flight to Miami, and then we were down there, and and we went to the Art Basel, and I would make fun of all these art installations. You know how all these artists think that you just like scratch something with a piece of like marker on a paper and then it just becomes art. That's bullshit. That's not art. That's what I say. But in any case, without bashing the artists, so this is the Art Basel in Miami. All you artists, I'm pretty sure you're all down there, and enjoy the warm weather at least. Because up here in Northeast, it's freaking Jesus cold now. Now there's December. We had our first snow, obviously, last week, right? And today wasn't that bad. I mean, see, the thing is that because where I live is basically surrounded by the water, so it gets really windy, and the snowstorm and all that is actually worse here than, let's say, in Manhattan, right? But in any case, hopefully we don't get another fucking Sandy. But I guess no, the hurricane season is over. I hope. How about the fucking California wildfires, sir? Well, I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about California wildfires. I know they had wildfires, which are getting worse and worse. Hence the global warming, right? What else is going on, huh? Well, I was supposed to meet my girlfriend tonight, but I guess she said that she has an exam tomorrow. So she has to study for that. So most likely I'm going to meet her on Monday, because tomorrow I'm going to meet my sister for dinner in Union Square. I haven't seen her in a long time. Or maybe after I have a dinner with my sister, maybe I can just tell my girlfriend, hey, can you meet me at the restaurant? So maybe, I don't know. So let's see what happens tomorrow. So that's why I'm doing my podcast today on this beautiful Saturday EU. Not Saturday EU, but Saturday night. Saturday EU means like Friday night, right? Just like Christmas Eve is like the 24th, night of 24th. Or Thanksgiving Eve. Is there even a thing like a Thanksgiving Eve? New Year's Eve? Why the fuck do we have these Eves? And then we have the New Year's Eve, and then we have the New Year's Day. Oh my God, Jesus. I was actually looking up some options for me to travel, because I don't want to be here like for Christmas and for New Year's, some peaceful place where I can just hang out. Maybe I'm going to ask my girlfriend if she wants to go. And just let's just take it easy, We'll see. So let's see what happens. Today I actually went to my bagel shop, obviously, right? I went to my bagel shop, and then after that I went to where the hell did I go to after my bagel shop? I was in the bagel shop around like 1 o'clock. Oh, by the way, so I started watching this HBO show. It's called Succession. I don't know if you guys know about that. I just watched the first episode. Actually, I haven't finished it even. And maybe I did. Did I? It's a fucking amazing show, and you guys should check it out, right? It's called the Succession. Succession. No spoiler alerts, but check it out on HBO. Actually, it's also available on Amazon. So you can even stream it on Amazon if you are a Amazon Prime member, or even if you're not a Prime member, I think you can still stream it. You can buy it. You can buy the whole fucking season. I think they have 2 seasons for now, because the first season aired first in 2018, I believe. But that's a fucking amazing show, and set in New York City. I think initially the first episode at least is set in New York City. It's about some rich, media tycoon, who's really, really rich, like fucking Rupert Murdoch. Is that what it is? Well, Rupert Murdoch, he owns a lot of fucking, doesn't he actually own fucking, Fox and New York Times, not New York Times maybe, or Washington Post, or one of those, right? But similar, a similar tycoon, media tycoon, whatever the hell it was, right? And no spoiler alerts. No spoiler alerts, I'm sorry. But in any case, what the hell I was talking about? Jesus Christ, am I fucking losing my mind? So yeah, I went to the bagel shop. I had 1 sandwich. I didn't order. Usually sometimes, if I'm really hungry when I get up, I would sometimes order 2 of those. But today I said, you know what? I'm just gonna get 1. No, actually, from there, I think I was actually working at Walk Cafe, that French place on York Street. So I was working there, and then from there, I worked there for an hour. I drank a lot of water, no coffee, I don't do coffee. And then from there, I actually wanted to buy some gifts, I think. Not that I think, but now I realize. For my sisters and for my mom, because they are actually meeting in Doha for vacation. I think they're going there on December 12th. I'm not sure how long they're going to be there for, but because I'm meeting my sister tomorrow, so I wanted to buy them some gifts, maybe electronics or whatever. So I went to Best Buy, but Best Buy does not really have anything. I mean, and that's what I did. And then I went to Target, and then I bought a bunch of like clothes for myself. I don't know why the hell did I buy clothing from Target. Yeah, but this is different, Like Target here in Jersey City is it's more like it's a little more upscale than in like fucking New York City. So I bought some like cardigans and then like a sweater and some like corduroy jeans, yeah. Because corduroy jeans are really good for winters. And oh yeah, so what happened was that I actually got my 2 eggs, lettuce, onions on a plain bagel, not a sesame bagel sandwich, right? And then I just wanted to like go out to the to near the water, so I went to near the park near Douglas Street. Where the fuck? What the hell's the name of that park? Small park over there. So I went there. I drove over there, and then I saw that they had a small, like a very small, intimate, like a farmers market. You know how the farmers markets are. Where they basically bring in like fresh, fresh produce, like fresh vegetables and all that, and then organic meats and fish and all that. Or even nuts and all that, right? So I bought a bunch of like vegetables, and then I also bought like like a sirloin steak, beef, which I'm gonna cook tomorrow probably, or not tomorrow because tomorrow I'm doing dinner with my sister. So probably Monday night when I'm meeting with my girlfriend, maybe we should so maybe Monday night I'll do that, and then after that I went to Acme. Acme. Acme is a grocery store, and then I bought also a little bit of like groceries from there. And then I did some cooking tonight. I was working, and then one of the architects, she was like texting me and all that. So she was asking for some answers and some plumbing shit, and then I looked up the code and all that, and I told her, yeah, that's fine. And she was like, excellent, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, all right, okay. So then I did the cooking. And I'm going to upload the cooking video in the next few days. So look out for that, right? Look out for the cooking video. Yeah, I cooked some amazing food, man. Fucking amazing, like stew. And then on the side, I cook okra, stew with chicken wings. And then okra on the side, as like a dish. But look up my my YouTube channel if you're a subscriber or not. I will upload it in the next couple of days. Maybe tomorrow night, not tomorrow night, but you get my point, right? I don't have to fucking repeat myself, right? No, I don't. So, I mean, here's the thing about cooking, right? When I want to cook, then I thoroughly enjoy cooking, Doesn't matter if it's like tedious and all that, and I just enjoy like even like cutting vegetables and like like the smell of the food while you're cooking, you're cutting, and you're making a salad while the okra is cooking, while the stew is like fucking like out of this world, and you throw in there like cauliflower flour, and then like amazing like potatoes from like diced potatoes from like fucking organic like farmers market and all that, right? And then you also throw in there like fucking bok choy and and like some shiitake mushrooms, and it's like fucking amazing, like, you know. In any case, I don't want to turn my podcast into my like fucking cooking video podcast, so you can watch my cooking videos on my YouTube channel. So let's just stick with the podcast. I was listening to Bill Burr just like a few minutes ago. You know, he does his like fucking what do you call it? Monday morning and Thursday afternoon podcast. So he had his wife Nia and the two actors from F is for Family. If you guys are into like cartoon shows, F is for Family is a fucking amazing like show set in the early 1970s in some suburban Long Island, you know. And but look it up, no spoiler alerts. I think the season 4 is coming up. That's what Bill was saying, which is fucking amazing. This show is not for kids because there is language is there that's R-rated, right? But look it up. F is for Family. Fucking amazing. I think it's available on Netflix. Wait a minute. Now, isn't everything available on Netflix now? It's like fucking like, well, not everything, but Netflix has some amazing shows. But the one that I was watching, Succession, right? Succession is actually on HBO. That's HBO series, and you can watch it on Amazon. Actually, Amazon has like a fucking grip on all the fucking channels, right? Except for like fucking Mandalorian, which I did watch this morning. Episode 5, fucking amazing fucking show, Mandalorian. You know, in the Star Wars cinematic universe. Fucking amazing show, amazing acting by the lead actor. What's his name? I forgot his fucking name. I think he's from Argentina or whatever the hell he's from, right? But that's a fucking amazing show if you guys are into like Star Wars and all that. But yeah, that's a fucking amazing show. And then Succession I saw, and which I'm gonna actually watch tonight. I think I'm probably gonna watch like maybe at least like 2 of those like fucking episodes. I've been playing a lot of pool downstairs because my building is like fucking amazing, you know. Like it has a pool, like a swimming pool up on the roof, which is closed for winter now, obviously. And then you know, they have a pool table downstairs, and like fucking amazing. One thing that I've done, and actually I'm doing another thing that's really good, is that after moving to Jersey City, I'm going to move my main office to Jersey City. Things are happening, sir, man. And I got the lease. I just have to pay them the first month rent, which I'm going to send them a check like next week. And then I just have to send them the workers' compensation. And that's it. And I'm actually seeing the space again on Monday with my IT guy, because he wants to see the space, obviously, for the reason of setting up the network and all that, right, for us. And I'm going to move the computers, like few computers, at least 3 computers. And I did interview a lady for the position of office management, my office manager / my secretary. And I did make her an offer, so let's see what happens, right? So yeah, good things are happening. So let the good things keep happening, you know? You know what the wise men said? Wise men said, look deep inside. It's the call of your heart. No, that's not what I meant. That's a song by Scorpions. You know, when you're focused on something, let's say your work or your mission, right, in a very positive way, and then the world, comes to you and helps you. I mean, that's what is that true? Is that true, or am I just like paraphrasing somebody else's phrase? I don't know. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this one, but I think somebody said something to that effect. If not exactly what I said. So I don't want to be responsible for saying shit that was said before me by somebody else. All right. So Saturday 20 minutes. How is everyone doing, by the way? You guys are having fun on this Saturday night, huh? I have had a lot of fun in my life on Saturday nights. Like, I was a fucking party animal, and then I was just going out, to bars and all that. And now, I'm just taking it easy. Oh, by the way, so I bought another, like, a couple of drones. One is a chopper, and one is one of those, like, quad quadcopters. Is that what you call them? From Best Buy. And those things are working fine, but it's just that I can't, like, fly them outdoors because they're too small and they're not sturdy enough to not be affected by the fucking wind, right? Jersey City is a very windy city to fucking begin with, so I don't want my drones to be fucking flown, out into the fucking Hudson River by the fucking wind. But these are like toy drones, like you can fly them indoors. Although my space is a little too small to fly them. You need at least, like, for these drones, you need like a fucking the indoor, like, basketball arenas, something like that, and then you can enjoy, like, fucking, like, flying them. I still enjoy them. Chopper is the easier to actually fly because I haven't flown these fucking things in a while, But in any case, so I bought these, and then actually Best Buy shipped them into my office. I picked them last week, and yeah, so here I am. Will you send me an angel? Okay, that's the same fucking song. You know what it is? When a song, like, gets stuck in your fucking skull, how do you fucking get it out? Huh? How the hell? I guess then you can sing another song, but then that gets stuck in your fucking skull. Then how the fuck do you get that out of your skull, right? I mean, out of your mind, not your skull. But I guess what you can do is you can just, like, distract yourself and do something else. I don't know, work or watch, like, fucking podcast or do something, right? Yes. Weather is cold now. It's winter, so we are going to have winter solstice. Oh, by the way, so I have a bunch of great topics in my cheat sheet. I'm sorry, my phone is sitting in my lap. I'm looking for my fucking phone around me. I got a bunch of, like, great topics that you may all relate to, and I don't want to go on and on about. I may actually go downstairs again and play some pool if it's not too late, And yeah, so I'm just taking it easy, I did some amazing cooking, and then oh, by the way, so this is what happened with the fucking fish, right? Remember I told you guys that the two of the fish died? I thought that the other two survived, but they didn't survive. Even though I changed the water and then, I cleaned up all the fucking everything, the plants, everything inside, right? The orange one then dies like 2 days later, and then the other one dies 2 days later. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I was texting my girlfriend, and she was like, what the heck is going on? I'm like, I don't have no idea, baby. I mean, how the fuck do I know? I mean, I should have gone to Petco and find out, because that's where I bought this aquarium from. And first one I thought that because it was my fault because I actually overfed them. But then the second and third and fourth, I mean, as you can see, the water is very fucking clear. You can see, right? I had no fucking idea why they died. So maybe I had no idea. Maybe it's the room temperature. I mean, they were all goldfish, so maybe I should get some other fish, because looks like goldfish are going to be a problem. So maybe I should get another type of fish. I had no idea. So that's what the fuck happened with the fish. Jesus. I don't know, maybe it's the fucking temperature in the room, but I mean, the temperature in the room is like room temperature. Temperature in the room temperature. Wow. Like 70 degrees, like 71 degrees. I'm still using my, the bake jacket, although my bake pan is almost gone, which is a good thing. And so I'm feeling much better, fucking bake pan takes a lot of fucking time to heal, man. So you gotta be careful not to twist like a fucking muscle in the back. Because I know this happened with me before, so I don't want to do that. I don't want that to happen again. That's what I wanted to say. But I'm also interviewing some engineers next week for hiring. Because my electrical engineer, he said that he wants to leave. He probably wants to work for a bigger company. I'm not sure, but I didn't stop him. I didn't tell him, hey man, listen. So maybe is it about your salary or? I mean, he's a guy who is very dependent on direction. He's not a very somebody who can work independently. So that's why I didn't stop him. But I'm interviewing next week a couple of engineers, a mechanical engineer, and an electrical engineer. So I want to get 2 engineers on board, and that's it. I'm all set. I made an offer to my office manager that I interviewed yesterday, and then I'm going to have basically an office set up here in Jersey City. So I'm in business. And, I just want to be more humble that, things are happening. Things are happening, so that's a very good thing. What else is going on in terms of things that are happening in the whole fucking world, huh? This whole fucking impeachment thing, dude. Jesus fucking Christ. These fucking Democrats are out of their fucking mind. As much as Trump is bad or whatever the hell he says on Twitter, they are basically playing identity fucking politics to go ahead with it. Because I know to go ahead with this fucking impeachment bullshit. Because I know why they are doing it, for obvious reasons. Because nobody expected that Trump would be elected as a president, and now they are fucking barefoot. There are fucking 20 of them. And they're gonna fucking shoot themselves in the fucking foot, and Trump is gonna win again. I'm telling you. So that's why they're trying their best. They're scrambling. They're scrambling for fucking. What do you call? What is that term called? They're scrambling for fucking crumbs. You know, when you're hungry, you're scrambling for crumbs. Is that the right term I use? Desperate. Yeah, they're fucking acting like desperados. You know, that's what it is. That's what they are. And this is gonna fucking backfire on them. And just watch. I mean, that's my feeling. As an honest opinion, if you want my opinion, although I don't want to fucking talk about politics, but this whole fucking impeachment thing is going to fucking affect Americans, and thanks to these fucking Democrats, you know, and and then they're going to act like they are the messiahs, or Obama was a fucking messiah. No, he was not, and you are not messiahs either. You guys are like fucking assholes as much as Trump is. That's it. That's my take on that one. So let's move on, right? Sports-wise, I haven't I don't know. Oh, by the way, so I was actually at the bagel shop yesterday, right? Or was that the day before yesterday? So some billionaire is actually making a deal to buy New York Mets, you know, the baseball team. Because apparently, whoever their current owner is, they have been really bad, and New York Mets have been like really fucking bad. I don't know their records in terms of like their rankings and all that, right? In the World Championship. But some billionaire named some fucking Cohen, right? Obviously. He wants to buy the Mets, so that's the news. I think that's going to happen. I think, you know, some rich Jewish guy, he wants to buy Mets. There you go. I mean, it doesn't matter whether it's a Jewish guy or whatever the fuck it is, right? Who cares? But that was the news. I actually looked at the newspaper. Usually when I go to the bagel shop, they have these newspapers, and I just look at them in the front page and all that, right? And they had something about Weinstein, you know, Harvey Weinstein, remember? Weinstein Films. Oh my god, dude, that guy is fucking I don't know. I mean, the whole fucking Me Too movement, actually, and this whole thing with him and all these other fucking guys, you know, Matt Lauer and all that. Jesus Christ. All right, let's not talk about that, because there's a lot of guilt and shame, and also there's a lot of fucking nonsense in there as well. I can feel it. Why the fuck am I even talking about some shit like that? Yeah. What else? Okay, so so Star Wars is coming up, as I mentioned in my last podcast, right? How about fucking Star Trek, dude? Jesus. Is there going to be a new Star Trek? I think in 2021 they're going to have a new Star Trek movie, right? Ba 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 ba. Dun, dun, dun. Remember the original Star Trek from the 1960s? Oh my god, dude, Jesus. I watched that, the whole fucking thing. Yeah. Speaking of that, I have a couple of topics in my cheat sheet that you all may be interested in listening to, right? And then, obviously, I watched Joe Rogan's podcast. You know, that's a fucking amazing podcast. Joe Rogan is like the new Jesus Christ of the 21st century. I think that's what he is. He's very popular in the pop culture. not really pop culture, but he's a guy who actually has actually um, a no bullshit, kind of a attitude, and he does his podcast. I mean, I'm not doing my podcast because of Joe Rogan. I didn't even know that Joe Rogan was doing a podcast when I started my podcast in 2016. I had no fucking idea. I just wanted to do this because I like to do this. Like I want to talk about shit that I like to talk about. More Shinola than shit, right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, I knew Joe Rogan from like fucking Fear Factor. I used to watch in 2002 or 2004, or whatever the fuck it was, right? I didn't even know that Joe Rogan was a fucking comedian until I started watching his podcast in 2017, I think, or 2018. But in any case, so there's a great podcast I recommend to everybody. But in any case, I don't want to promote Joe Rogan on my podcast. But that's a great podcast to watch or listen to. Because here's the thing. You want to have some sort of anchor. I'm not saying that you should have Joe Rogan as your like fucking anchor. But he brings in like fucking amazing guests from like all walks of life, all walks of life, from like Mike Tyson to like Bernie Sanders to Tulsi Gabbard to like fucking like Elon Musk and all that. So obviously, he's doing something. He is interested in talking to people who are not famous, but who have achieved something in their life that makes them apart from all the other people, right? Is that what I wanted to say? Yes, exactly. So, but I can feel that, like, at the same time, I can feel that he is, he's a comedian, so he has a lot of, like, circle of comedians, like, he has a lot of friends, a circle of friends of comedians, is that what I wanted to say? I guess that's what I wanted to say. And then, when they watched him, now they are also starting their own podcast, and, because Joe Rogan has been a big fucking inspiration for them and all that, right? I'm not a comedian, I'm an engineer, and I hang out with my engineer ex-colleagues. We go on dinners like once a month, and I think we are going back to Liberty House on December 21st. We talk about like, engineering and all that. Or a glass of like a white wine with like fucking what do you call orange juice? That's what I order. That's what I ordered. And then some amazing fucking food. But not only he brings his famous comedians as guests, but he also brings in all these other people I just mentioned, without repeating myself, right? But I think what I would say is that podcasting is a way to actually not like fucking like vent. No, don't use a podcast to vent, although I do vent sometimes when I see something that's like absolutely fucking horseshit. Then I have to say that. Just for example, I went about this fucking impeachment bullshit. And by the way, so I was reading an article on CNN, right? I have the CNN app in my phone. So apparently Bloomberg is also running, as you guys know, right? Fucking Bloomberg, the mayor of New York, the billionaire. And he owns the Bloomberg News, right? There's a media franchise of Bloomberg. So apparently he has told his Bloomberg News reporters that they cannot fucking investigate Democratic candidates. So this is the fucking level of toxicity, political toxicity in this fucking country at this time. You'd think that we would progress and stay away from identity fucking politics, right? In the fucking 21st century, when it's already 2020, we are already going past and beyond the second decade, right? Second decade is almost fucking over, and these fucking politicians are playing identity politics. So what does that fucking mean that Bloomberg is telling his employees? You know what he said? You get a paycheck, but there are restrictions. There are perks that come with your paycheck. So that means that when I give you money, when I pay you, that means that you cannot investigate me or other Democratic candidates. What the fuck does that even mean? This sounds like fucking Middle East or some shit like that, This is the level of fucking toxicity in this country at this point in time. This is such a fucking bullshit, man. These fucking Democrats are there out of their fucking mind. Let's say that all these fucking Republicans and Trump are the worst, right? Are the worst. Now these fucking Democrats are acting even the worst. The fucking worst. Jesus Christ. In any case, it's already 42 minutes. I'm sorry to went out about that. But if you hear something like that, then you realize, what the fuck, dude? So just because Bloomberg owns Bloomberg News and Media Corporation, so he's telling his employees that you get a paycheck, right? Means I pay you, and I pay you to shut up, okay? I want you to just investigate Trump and his cronies. I don't want you to investigate the Democratic nominee. What kind of a fucking bullshit is that? Jesus fucking Christ. In any case, ladies and gents, so that was my rant on that one. And so let's just get into my chi-chi. It's already 43 minutes into my podcast, and I presume you all are having a great Saturday night. My first topic, demand for gravity-savory. What is that? Gravity-savory. No. Gravity-savvy people. Demand for gravity-savvy people. Okay, so here's the thing. This is something that I actually I read in an article, I believe, in CNN, or was that on BBC? One of those, right? Oh, no, Wall Street Journal. So I read that on Wall Street Journal, right? Because I had that fucking app. And so the whole premise of space travel, even being in like fucking in the space at the International Space Station, as you all know, we human beings have evolved on this planet, and gravity has a profound effect on our bodies. Means that our bodies have been actually developed, starting from microorganisms to us as primates, with gravity, whatever the gravity is, right? on the surface of Earth. But if you want to space travel, then you ought to be able to live with the gravity of that planet or of the space, right? But the problem is that if you had been born on Earth, and if your body is used to gravity of Earth, then the body is going to have a very hard time to adjust to the gravity of, let's say, even if we have a base on Moon, or let's say we travel to Mars. I don't know when the fuck that's going to happen, thanks to these fucking human beings fighting each other in their fucking chaos, such as like fucking like chicken house down in fucking Washington D.C., right? And so there's going to be a high demand for people who are very gravity savvy. Means they can actually, their bodies can actually adapt to a less of a gravity than planet Earth, because Earth has a higher gravity than even Mars. Mars is like 1/3, I think, is about 1/2. Moon is like what, like 1/6. Don't quote me on those ones. I'm not sure, but you get my point, right? And then obviously space is 0 g. So that was very interesting. That this is going to be one of the biggest factors in space travel and all that, right? There we go. All right, so look it up, and that was very interesting, because in the decades to come, at least like a decade to come, our next decade, which would be our third decade in the 21st century, right? Because space travel is going to be a real thing, probably, most likely, and hopefully to Mars, starting with Moon and the Mars and all that, right? But the gravity is going to be a big factor. So maybe I should invest in fucking gravity. How? I don't know. Because you can't create gravity of Earth just like you can in the fucking movies like Star Wars or Star Trek. They're just like walking in the fucking ship as if they're walking on fucking Earth. That's impossible. You have to have a huge fucking gyro that actually like rotates. Remember that fucking movie Elysium with fucking Matt Damon? Remember that fucking movie? You need something like that, a huge gyro that rotates, and then you can overcome or create the gravity that's equivalent to the gravity on Earth, right? Okay, so my next topic, El Camino. Jesus Christ, El Camino. I don't know if you guys watched El Camino. El Camino is a movie based of, or like not a sequel, but it's a movie based on the infamous TV show Breaking Bad. I don't know if you guys seen Breaking Bad. With Jesse Pinkman and Walter White and all that, right? Fucking like cooking cocaine and meth and all that fucking bullshit down in fucking New Mexico, and then you have all these fucking neo-Nazis, right? But El Camino, I watched that, and that was an interesting movie. It has a lot of like great reviews and all that. So you big fans of like fucking Breaking Bad, there you go. So El Camino. I don't want to have any spoiler alerts, but all I will say is that it's based on what happens to Jesse Pinkman after the events of the last episodes of Breaking Bad, right? My next topic, first snow and winter prediction. Okay, so we had the first snow last last week, as you all know, who are living in Northeast. So I actually went up to the fucking roof, right, while it was snowing. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. So the snow was like basically like fucking hitting my like fucking. It was like a mini snowstorm, and and then there was like at least like 5 or 6 inches of snow accumulation, at least up on the roof, because we have a roof deck up there, right? And then I was looking up like what's the prediction for like fucking winter in Northeast, right, for this winter. So what the forecasters are saying is that the winter is going to be harsher. Really good. This winter in Northeast, there will be a lot of snow. I hope not. I hope fucking not, because I fucking hate fucking snow and like walking in fucking slush and snow and all that fucking. Winter is a fucking harsh like environment, especially if you're like walking and all that, even if you're driving, it's a fucking shit show. I mean, no wonder why people eventually move to a place like fucking California, fuck that shit. To some place like LA, where the weather is nice all around the year. Although they have the fucking wildfires, so there's a fucking shit show over there too. What? Okay, so that's the prediction for Northeast apparently, for all you people living in Northeast. So gear up and buy a lot of fucking snowshoes. Not snowshoes, but the shoes that are good for like urban snow, areas, to walk in areas in urban snow areas. Is that what the fuck am I saying, Jesus? My next topic, drones. I discussed that. So I bought these fucking drones, right, from Best Buy online, and they were delivered to my office. The chopper and the other one. The other one, I think I still need to do trimming because it just goes fucking sideways. It goes like fucking big and the fucking sideways this way. So I have to trim it. So I have to trim it left and forward. I think that's what I have to do. Chopper is fine. Chopper, you don't need to do any fucking trimming. It's fine. That's the easiest fucking like a toy drone to like fly, All right, so 53 minutes and 4 seconds, everybody. My next topic is Chris Ryan. Who the fuck is Chris Ryan? Jesus. Chris Ryan, hold on a second. Christopher Ryan. I think he actually was on Joe Rogan's podcast. Christopher Ryan. Christmas tree shop. That's what. Oh, so everybody's buying these fucking Christmas trees. Christmas. What the fuck am I doing? Christopher Ryan. Christopher Columbus. No, not Christopher Columbus. Christopher Ryan. Oh yeah, so Christopher Ryan is an American author best known for. Okay, so he's a fucking great, what do you call, author. So he's best known for, co-authoring the book is called The Sex at Dawn. Sex at Dawn. I think he was on Joe Rogan's podcast. Hold on a second. With some other dude. So Christopher Ryan was there. Let me just Google Joe Rogan. Bear with me, I'm sorry, Joe Rogan, Christopher Ryan. Joe Rogan, Christopher Ryan. Okay, so. Oh, that was an old podcast. Oh, yeah. So that was an old podcast with Duncan. Trussell and Christopher Hine. That was a fucking amazing podcast I listened to. These guys are, like fucking at the forefront of like fucking, human behavior, relationship, and all that, right? So yeah, he's a fucking amazing author. So he wrote books like, Sex at Dawn and all that. Our, hunter-gatherer nature of our being on this planet and all that, right? And yeah, if you are into Joe Rogan's podcast, watch that podcast on YouTube where he actually is there as a guest with Duncan Trussell. Duncan Trussell is a fucking funny guy. I think he's a comedian. Although he fucking talks a lot, that's fucking annoying. But in any case, that's not my fucking problem because that's Joe Rogan's podcast, right? That's his fucking problem. In any case, so my next topic, is Parker Mission. Okay, so this is what I actually wanted to look up, right? I listen to, Science Fridays on NPR. Every Friday at 2 o'clock, there's Science Fridays, right? With, what's his name? Who's the fucking host of Science Fridays, right? Hold on a second. Let me look it up. I'm sorry. Science Fridays. Science Fridays with... Science Friday and NPR. Okay, so here we go. So Science Friday, what the fuck, dude? Why is Wikipedia is asking for fucking money, donation. Jeez. Speaking of which, why is it Wikipedia asking for fucking donations? Isn't it like a fucking, like a gazillion dollar, like a fucking online thing? In any case, Science Friday is a weekly call-in talk show that broadcasts every Friday on public radio and distributed by WNYC. Sci-Fi is hosted by award-winning science journalist Ira Flato, yeah, and was created. It's produced by Science Friday. So, so they were talking about Parker mission, right? So Parker missions. What the fuck's a Parker mission? Let's go. Let me go to fucking NASA's app. Hold on, because I have the NASA app. Hold on a second. Where's the NASA? Jesus Christ. NASA, here we go. Okay, so videos, missions. Okay, here we go. Missions. Let's go to fucking missions. AIM, ACE, Apollo, Aquarius, Aqua. Where's Parker? Jesus Christ. Parker, where the fuck is Parker? Jesus Christ. In any case, you know what? I'm gonna Google because NASA, I don't know, NASA has a lot of, like, I don't know. It's a government agency. So I'm just gonna Google Parker mission. Parker mission. Okay, so Parker Solar Probe is a NASA robotic spacecraft launched in 2018 with the mission of repeatedly probing and making observations of the outer corona of the Sun. It will approach to within 4.86 solar radii, 6.9 million kilometers, or 4.3 million miles from the center of the Sun, and by 2025 will travel at closest approach as fast as 690,000 kilometers per hour, which is 430,000 miles per hour for all you people in US, since you won't understand fucking kilometers. So getting back to what the fuck I was talking about is that the Parker mission apparently has has actually sent the first pictures. I think the first pictures so this is This is what on December 4th, right? On December 4th, 2019, the first 4 research papers were published describing findings during the first 2 dives near the Sun. They reported the direction and strength of Sun's magnetic field and described the unusually frequent and short-lived changes in the direction of the Sun's magnetic field. These measures confirmed the hypothesis that Alpha-land waves are the leading candidates for understanding the mechanisms that underlie the coronal heating problem. What the fuck is that? Jesus Christ. Coronal heating problem. Solar winds. So in any case, for the first time, the Parker mission probe has sent back the data, and which has basically made the scientists to confirm their hypothesis. I think that's what it is. And then they were talking about something else in there. I mean, I'm not an astrophysicist or expert on solar flares, solar winds, and all that, right? But I thought that was very interesting. So this probe is going to get closer, even closer to Sun's surface by 2025. So all you enthusiasts into our solar system, there we go. So that's the news for you. And don't lose your fucking sleep on that one. My last topic, everyone, is already an hour, 1 minute beyond an hour. Hillary on Howard Stern. Okay, so fucking hilarious. I'm gonna watch the rest. So Howard Stern had Hillary Clinton most recently. As you know, Howard Stern is a fucking famous media guy. He had his show before any of these fucking podcasts. He started that back in the 80s. I think it was that 90s. And he still does that. And so recently he had Hillary Clinton on his show. He's the one who talked about, Hillary Clinton not going to Iowa and all these fucking other Pennsylvania, all these other states, and losing because of that. And I think he's going to fucking grill her. I'm going to watch that after I finish my podcast again. So, you guys can check it out. Actually, if you go to Howard Stern's channel on YouTube, the videos are there. I think she was there for at least 90 minutes. So I'm going to watch that and see what the fuck she has to say. Why she lost. I mean, we all know why she fucking lost. Because she ignored all these other states. And then, she's part of the fucking establishment. That's why she lost. And wasn't she the one who was actually pandering to the fucking African American voters by saying that she carries fucking hot sauce in her pocket? What a fucking Jesus fucking Christ. In any case, so without going on a rant about Hillary Clinton, this is my podcast for this week, everyone. Enjoy your Saturday night, whatever the hell you're doing, and I'll see you all next Saturday or Sunday.